So a brand new Russell Crowe movie on the big screen. Yes, please. So of course Unhinged is the latest Russell Crowe movie. Of course it's starring Russell Crowe. Also starring Gabriel Bateman, who I think is just a fantastic actor. I've seen him in Child's Play among other things, but every time he comes up I do get a bit excited because I think he's a great actor and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. Also, we got the main lead, who's like, I thought Russell Crowe was going to be a main lead, but our main lead is actually this woman called Karen Piesto. I can't pronounce her last name, but she was the main lead, and I was surprised by her because going into it, do you see Russell Crowe at the very start? Then you go about 10 minutes without seeing him, and you follow this woman. And even though I didn't like the 10 minutes without Russell Crowe, I was able to enjoy this woman's story. And the fact that she was able to hold her own against Russell Crowe shows how much of a good actress she is, and how I'm actually looking forward to seeing what she does next. Now, I don't know if she's got anything planned for next, but the fact that she was able to hold her own against Russell Crowe, who is known to be one of the greatest actors alive, the fact that she's able to hold her own up against him kind of shows that she is a good actress and she's got great stuff ahead of her. So Gabriel Bateman, as I said, great actor. Now going into this movie though, I really wasn't expecting much. This is a brand new studio, first movie. They kind of rush it forward to be the first movie out, so I kind of thought they were only bringing it forward just to kind of get a bit more kind of buzz on the movie. The fact that it's going to be the first big movie out in cinema. Other than that, I had no buzz. I didn't hear anything about it. I think if like the pandemic didn't happen and if this wasn't the first movie, I would have seen it, but I don't think there would have been as much buzz. I think I would have seen a lot of trailers of it, and I probably would have just went to see it, and I wouldn't really expect it to go into it. I just went into it with not knowing anything, not really caring about the movie. But the fact that this was my second new release movie in cinema, I was I was really excited to see it in cinema just because it was my second movie in cinema, the second new release in cinema. But honestly, I had a lot of fun. Now, it could be bias, it could be the fact that I was just so excited to see a new movie in the big screen again. But this movie worked for me so well. Now, there's a lot of similarities too. It could be the fact that I just finished the Saw franchise, but I kind of seen a lot of similarities through the Saw franchise. Like, you get Russell Crowe putting her all these scenarios that she has to overcome, all of this kind of stuff. That kind of in alone reminded me of the Saw franchise, and the thriller aspect of this movie works really well. It is brutal in times. You see people getting hit by trucks, people getting stabbed, people getting strangled. The brutality of this movie is absolutely on top of the charts. I actually took my dad to see this movie, and he's not someone who's up for this kind of stuff at all, and I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as it actually was. But there was many scenes throughout this movie that he was actually jumping because it was just as brutal as it actually was, which honestly I was not expecting it at all. So if you're at all squeamish, I really wouldn't recommend you see this movie, because there is some absolutely brutal scenes, especially in result to some car accidents. A lot of that is very brutal. So if you aren't really if you're very squeamish, I cannot recommend you see this. But the story itself, it is just a very generic story. A woman just annoys a man on the road, and the man decides to take it the next level because he is actually psychotic. So that storyline it's nothing new, but what is done with it, I just kind of found it to be just fun. I just really enjoyed my experience watching it. Of course, this is not going to win any Oscars. Of course, this is not going to be anyone's best of the year. But for what this movie is, I enjoyed it. I am going to watch it again. I'm probably going to pick up the Blu-ray when it goes down in price, because I do want to watch this again. This is the type of movie I love. Just kind of cheesy action thriller movies, very bloody. I love these type of movie, and this movie just delivered everything I wanted going back to the cinema. So this movie, honestly, if you're into these type of movies, I will recommend it to you. But if you're into the type of movies that you are squeamish, that you aren't the kind of fan of these ones, don't recommend. Like, if you can't stand John Wick, you're not going to like this, because this has kind of the similarity, brutality, like getting people beaten up with books like in John Wick. There is some similar action scenes and similar kind of fights in this movie. So if you can't stand John Wick, do not see this movie, because this movie will not be for you. But if you have seen Unhinged, let me know your thoughts on Unhinged in the comment section down below. If you're in a country that is lucky enough to have their cinemas reopened, let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comment section down below. If you want to see more movie reviews from me in the future, click the subscribe button so you can come back tomorrow when I do my review of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm actually really excited to talk about. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow, click the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.